Yeah, now.
You ready?
Most definitely I'm ready.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Christopher Life Willis, and this is
Genesis Asiatic.
and this is the Next Life Livestream, where we get into our stories, some stories of others, and man, it is what it is. How many times you do? How much time?
23 and a half.
And I did 16 years, 11 months. So that's almost 40 years experience time behind the wall. How long you been home?
Almost 4 years.
I've been home
No,
4.5
I've been home
years.
4 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm not.
You
I
ain't
stopped counting.
You ain't know you was home 4 years.
Yeah, it's past like 3 days past.
Why did you not know? Is it you just don't think about it no more?
I won't keep it up on it. I won't keep it up with it.
I've been home 4.5 now.
Yeah, because you came on January. I came on June 10th.
Yeah, I'm in a different place. I think about it often, but the reason I think it's like every time I look up, man, somebody I know that was out here with me, they don't went back.
It's nothing in there I would like to go back to see or experience. Nothing.
Yeah. So I'm about to ask you why, but really we're about to get into some of your story right now. That's going to explain why.
Oh yes, most definitely.
Why you don't want to go back? I don't want to go back there. If you haven't been there, I suggest you don't ever go there.
There's nothing in there for you.
Yeah, there's nothing in there. And basically, we're going to get into it, man. I want to be clear. We're not here to glorify. We're here to educate and inform, inspire, motivate, and bring awareness. This is not for fun, but you may find it to be entertaining. I don't know. That's not really up to us. We're just here to tell you the truth. We're not here to tell you what to do. We might tell you what happens if you go down a certain path, but nonetheless, we're going to have some real conversation, man. So, you ready?
Most definitely.
All right, let's get into it, man.
Let's go.
You know, I gotta treat you like I ain't never met you before in the interview.
All right, come on, let's do it.
But there's plenty I don't know. First and foremost, in case nobody don't know you, you already introduced you, but introduce yourself this time with like where you from, a little background.
Okay.
Just briefly, you know what I'm saying?
My name is Genesis Asiatic, which I changed my name for Demetrius Montreal Day in 98. Changed 98. The reason why I changed my name because there were some things that I was doing of bettering myself while I was in the system, and I wanted to make a transition. I chose the name Genesis, man, because I actually started being accountable for the things I knew I did in my life. So Genesis means the first, the beginning. So everything starts with me. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk.
Yeah, Norfolk.
Tidewater,
That's
big
right.
Tidewater.
So
that's my second home, by the way, y'all. VA, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love going back home. Yeah. Right, I'm currently standing in Georgia right now, in the Decatur area. Well, grew up with my grandmother, my mother. Never seen my dad. To this point, I still never seen my father, but I can call him, and sometimes I do call him. Growing up, one thing I wanted to do growing up was to understand what a man was. And around me, all I seen was individuals just running the streets.
So hold on, let me stop you right there. You saying you knew that out the gate? You just wanted to grow up. Say, I ain't know nothing.
I did. I actually, when I was younger, I used to look at, like, let's say I'm going somewhere and I see guys like construction workers. I look at their beard and be like, oh, I wonder when I'm gonna be able to grow a beard or a mustache, or I can see when he's picking up something. You can see the veins. I used to say to myself, when I'm gonna get veins, when I'm becoming a man.
Did you have like a direct male presence in the household consistently?
No.
So do you think? See, I'm about to
add on, man.
Do you think? See, I'm trying to let us get into the story, but I always ask because I wonder. Do you think that's what caused you to just look for things outwardly?
Well, it was
when it came to what a man was.
Yes, and it started evolving though, because as I was looking for a male figure to help me grow into a man, I started looking at individuals and seeing them doing things that was bringing some attraction to them. And now I wanted, and just like in today's society, wanting to be liked on like IG, social media, I started to do the things that I was doing because I wanted to be liked.
Right.
And it made me feel good that somebody said, hey, yo, hey, man, he this dude to go do such and such, such
You know
and
what
such.
you know what I hear with that? I hear that. I hear social media now.
Yeah.
I hear history repeating itself. That was in what year around then?
That was in 96.
And
96.
we in 2024, and it's the same thing in a different
I was
form.
chasing lights.
So you chasing lights without social media being there.
Right. But actually, my likes was coming from my peers.
Mm-hmm.
If I did something, let's say if I did a criminal act, they would give me these accolades, and I would take that, and I wanted more. I just wanted more. But when I was younger, if you would have asked me that, was I just doing it for likes, I told you no. It's me. It's just me. That's just the way I am. But it's not the way I am. That's the way I wanted to be because I wanted to be liked.
So you allowing your environment to basically start shaping you. What's your environment like? Is it peaceful, grass green, people walking dogs? Is it
like now or in the past?
Oh, in the past when you growing up. We talking about your childhood.
Well, in my household, there was no criminal activity going on at all.
Okay.
I grew up with my grandmother. My grandma was an evangelist. My mom, she was a secretary at the time at school. And in my household, I never had a chance to see anything that was criminal going on. But going to school and going to my friends' houses, that's when I started seeing. When I had to walk from school and go through the neighborhood on the outskirts, I would see those type of things going on. And that's where I was like, okay, such and such got this car, and the girls like him because he has the car. I need to be able to get a car. So I wanted to put myself in the same position that they were in to be liked.
So you fighting for position in the society. You seeing how people getting attention. So you just moving. You caught up in the current.
Yeah. I'm chasing likes.
You chasing likes.
That's what I'm chasing.
Before social media, I keep saying before social media been social media for a minute. Then
it just was on a smaller scale.
It weren't just in a digital. It
was just in my eyes. So I see how you make an association, and I can actually see it. It was just amongst let's say my small community.
Mm-hmm.
That was our social media right there. So whatever was going on in our neighborhood, we would know.
That was the algorithm. That was the timeline.
Because you're going to call somebody up, you're going to do it, and you just didn't see the pictures and the recording. Yeah. You just didn't see that.
So look, I want to speed it up. So I'm connecting the dots. You chasing likes. Yeah. We call it chasing attention. Yeah. The wrong attention. Boom. That's what's going on. We see that all the time to this day. What is the moment where you crossed the line from chasing likes to you was getting the likes? When you was committing the types of actions or crime, whatever it was, you was starting to get a name for yourself where you was getting a like. What was that shift that occurred?
When I actually, so some of the things I used to do when I was younger, 12, 13, 14, we started stealing cars. Me, a couple other guys in my community, we would go around and steal cars, and that was fun for us because we didn't own a car at the time. So when I would do something like somebody going to the store, they like going to 7-Eleven, and I see you going to 7-Eleven, you still got your keys in the car and it's still running, I would hop into the car and I'd drive off. And for my peers, to them, it's like, that's gangster. You see what he just did? So when they would do that with me, it was just, it's going some more. I need more of those likes.
It's feeding yourself.
I need more. And to kind of look back at it all, I actually,
it's crazy.
When I wouldn't get it, when other people was getting that type of attention, I'm like, no, I can do better. So the more criminal things that I did or negative things I did, the more praises I was given.
And attention is attention.
Yeah.
Especially to somebody that's young.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about nothing. You're not thinking about if it's good or bad. You just happy to get the and then
exactly.
I know about, for me, growing up, I didn't necessarily grow up in the roughest environment, but mom was at work all day. You know what I'm saying? Pops weren't around. there were certain things I was lacking that I was filling them voids in with attention. Right. And whoever gave it to me, that was me anyways. So now you out there, you crawl, you getting off the porch. You out there. What is the moment? I don't want you to talk about the crime. I just want you to talk about what led you to the day of. Like, what was the mindset? Because a lot of people that want to know, parents, because you're incarcerated, you done got up here before. You hold yourself 100% accountable. It was an unfortunate, it was a situation that shouldn't have happened, and I always respect you to this. But for that, and the way you hold yourself accountable is different than a lot of people, and I always respected you for that. But a lot of parents, a lot of people want to know what's the mindset that a child has or a teenager has the moment before they end up getting 23 years in prison. Because a lot of times parents and different they don't know when there's that moment where they done lost their kid. Right. It's over with. So you a grown man. You've done work on yourself, who you are. You speaking from somebody how old are you now? 50. You ain't got to be shoot. That's a prize in the hood.
It's funny, right? Because I laugh about it because I'm like, I'm 50. I remember days or months before my incarceration, something took place. And I'll go to, it was these two girls, I can't even think of it, Denise and V. Mm-hmm. They were strippers. They were older than me. And I told this girl that I didn't even want to live no more.
So you was already gone.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even want. I said,
why
I don't want to live no more.
Why as a teenager? How old were you then?
I think I was just turning 20.
Okay, so you're
20,
you're 20 years old. Why at 20 years old, as somebody that's free, got your whole life in front of you? Why did you not want to live?
Because all I seen, actually, at that time, all I seen was just trouble in my life. I didn't see nothing that I was doing that was going to lead me to success, to a wife, to doing anything good for myself that extract me away from here. I did not see it. Even though I wasn't even in a bad community. It was just the young people that was in the community was doing bad things. So I'm going to tell you something. We end up going to, I don't know if you ever heard of, they had in our community, they had neighborhood watch. I'm not sure if anybody watching this know what neighborhood watch is, but in my community, that's what they had. Mm-hmm. And the neighborhood watch, it was made up of a group of people who lived in the neighborhood, mm-hmm. who actually was watching what was going on in the community. Yeah. So there was a lot of things that we, the children in the community, was doing. Mm-hmm. And they was talking about a break-in that me and her son that's in the house right now, mm-hmm. listening to them, they talking about us. They're talking about their own kids committing crimes within the community.
They don't even know.
And they didn't even know.
Were you hiding or they just weren't paying attention?
They just didn't know because in the community, it wasn't a community where you see a lot of running drugs. And I mean, you did, but it was on like the outskirts of it. But us, the kids in the community, we were just doing things, man, for likes, for fun.
You didn't even know the ramifications.
No, we didn't.
So how did you end up getting into something that escalated into you getting 23 years? Like I said, you ain't got to talk about the night of, but
I give small specifics where a co-defendant, he was looking for some work. And I know the guys, mm-hmm. but he know them because of me. Right. And I'm assuming he went to them and said, hey, I'm trying to get this. Mm. I'm not with them. They really don't know him. Mm-hmm. So they whip up something mm-hmm. and gave it to him. Yeah. 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 And from that point, he snaps.
And now you and him. by an altercation.
Right.
So it wasn't like you was running around. It was just you was in that element.
Yeah.
So situation transpired because of that. I want to go to the prison mode. I don't necessarily.
Oh boy.
Because we don't spoke before. You ended up getting sentenced to 23 years. Again, you know, holding yourself accountable for the crime, all that. We're gonna get on that part too, probably a little bit. But and really I just want to touch on that because I want people to understand when we get into that part. I want people to understand what a young person faces in court when the stakes are high. You know what I'm saying? So I want to go. We're gonna go back to that because I want to say when we talk about your trial, your case, that's what I want to get into because the perspective of a young man in the courtroom when it's a life sentence they facing, man, y'all wouldn't believe. Yeah. But you ended up with 23 years because you ended up getting an altercation where ultimately somebody lost their life. So 23 years you're in the system. Was there system shock? Was there numbness? Because you said you didn't care about life.
Well, it wasn't a system shock because I was in and out of the detention centers back and forth. So it was a time, and I tell one of my best friends, I tell this story because I thought it was funny how when one time we both got locked up, I got the gun charge, he had the dope charge, and they locked us up this night. I go in the cell, take the toilet paper, put it behind my head, and went to sleep. He's next door, and it's like an animal was in there. He's screaming, yelling, kicking the door. So I'm trying to call somebody. I said, all right, this is enough, man. I got to get us out of here. We got to make one. So I'm trying to call people. All the lines are busy. He's on the phone with almost everybody. I'm calling, and he's going crazy. He's shouting. I'm like, what's wrong with him? But I kind of realized years later, there was nothing wrong with him. It was something wrong with me. It was something wrong with me. Because I get locked up and I'm comfortable with being here. I'm comfortable with being here. And I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be comfortable with being incarcerated. But my friend, he wasn't. And when I told him that, he laughed. He said, man, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it until he literally was like a kid, kicking, yelling, banging on the door. And it was just making me mad that he just couldn't sit down and just be quiet because we won't go be in there forever. We just had to make bond. And it just was irking my nerves.
I'm over here running back and forth. This is a live stream.
You all right?
I was in shell shock. I did not do any time. And prior to me being locked up, I had did a day. No. One night. And it was like 6 hours. No. And when I got locked up, I didn't have no bond. It wasn't no what they call commercial break. No interruption. So I don't know. I was in shock. I couldn't. So you was already used to the food.
Yeah. So I was already used to that. Detention center back and forth. So I knew
they be prepping us, man.
The jail was a little bit different, but everybody. When I go into the jail, I see almost everybody from my hood that I haven't been seeing in a while. Like when I went in the jail, I'm saying, "I'm telling that's where you been at?" Like, yeah, and I've been here about almost a year. I ain't got transferred yet. I'm like, Dad, so when I didn't see you, this is where you was at.
Lost in the matrix.
Exactly. And a lot of us was in there because what they did was in 811, which is Norfolk City Jail, what they was doing was they was actually putting you in your block with your neighborhood. Yeah, it's your neighborhood.
So it's family reunion.
So what they didn't want to do was, because the projects, they didn't want to, know, if you're from Moulton Park, right there, Roberts Park was down on this floor, they was doing that. And that's what I noticed. And they started merging a few of them, but that's what I noticed. The majority of people, like the 7th floor, we was in 7G. 7G was kind of like where Lafayette Boulevard guys was at, which is the neighborhood where I was
That's
at.
So crazy. They got that.
I took years for me to notice that. I didn't notice it then. I didn't really pay attention to it then because I'm speeding.
That's crazy, man. So, what prisons did you hit?
I
want to get into some specifics.
I've been to Deep Meadows, Sussex 1, Sussex 2. I've been to Nottoway. I've been to Powhatan. And I think that's it. That's it. Greenville. Yeah, but I was at Greenville long.
What was the most treacherous one?
Treacherous for what?
Just treacherous, like
violent. 1 and 2.
Sussex 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Explain to everybody what, because I was at Sussex 2.
Yeah, I was at Sussex 2 twice. I stayed at 1 for a month, and it was locked down. But things was taking place there. But I was just locked. Our part was locked down.
I was on
1 and 2.
I was on 2 from 04 to 06 and 08 to 11.
Oh man! So you said 08 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
I left. I think I left 04.
You probably right when I got up there.
Yeah,
I got up there in May of 04.
Yeah, at the time, right after I left, I'm gonna tell you, right after before I left, the guys was trying to break out with the truck. The dude, one of the dudes.
Oh no, I was there.
He was there when they were trying to break out with it.
It was the E-Man and one of his brothers.
Right. So.
And at the same time,
I was
in the block with a fight with a dude.
It was 2 fights. It was a fight in one building and a fight in 2 buildings.
The one that I was at, the son had caught dude that unalived his daddy.
Oh man!
So as we coming back from Child, we done came around the boulevard. They fenced lock you in. Our pod, we on that last quadrant.
I know exactly. Yeah.
We getting ready to go back into one building.
It happened on the gate on the far end.
I'm in 1D, and we was right there. And what happened was, all of a sudden, the code got called because they had tried to escape in the truck.
Hit the truck.
So all the COs ran
and then
to the docks.
Left them.
And then the young man that caught the man that unalived his daddy, probably who knows how many years ago, but caught up with him, didn't even know him. He had been laying in the pod for about 3 weeks, just being patient as can be. He must have seen that.
I remember that.
He knew it was his moment because the jump was so swift, he didn't even think about it. He could have got him any other time. But when he started hitting him, all of a sudden, it was like one of the scary dudes in our block started hollering, "Oh, Jesus!" I'm talking about one of the, and the one of the police seen it from the tower because they were still watching that was over the other, and he called it, and you seen half the COs try to run back this way.
This is what people was thinking.
Oh,
it was distraction because when they was breaking out,
it looked like
that's what it looked like when they was breaking out. The stabbing right there on the yard, and then it was a fight in my building.
And I tell you what, you never know.
And so it was we didn't know what was taking place.
They was strategized, so you don't know. It could have been. And that brother was a real E-man.
Yeah, his name was Chad. He used to work out with me.
Yeah, he had real influence. So I don't know. I wonder what happened to the brothers.
They went up the Red Onion for a while. He had multiple life sentences, I believe. I don't know how many.
I think his homeboy that went with him too.
Yeah, he did.
Half that. I mean, how much of that camp you think had life sentences?
Probably half of them. If not life sentences, they had. To me, man, 60 years is a life sentence, man.
Oh yeah.
Under the new law.
Anything over 25 that's a life sentence.
Because if you 40, 30, and got 60 years and 85%, oh no.
You got to survive that. You got to
stick a fork in them. Done.
Let me ask you some random questions people ask me about prison. Do you think, or is it possible, have you heard somebody go through prison without getting into a fight?
It depends on what they're going to.
I know somebody did. He did more time than me, Lord Unique. He was on Sussex and everything for a long time. He ain't never get into a fight.
It depends on where you at and what you into and who you deal with.
Who you deal with?
It really depends because I was asked my queen was like, can you just sit in prison and not get in no fights? I'm like, it's possible you can, but it's possible you can't. It just depends because the atmosphere on such as one and such as two isn't the same atmosphere on Greenville.
Nah.
Greenville atmosphere isn't the same atmosphere as Lawrenceville.
Yeah.
So you could take the person that's at one institution and bring them to another. He's still gonna have those same traces as the last one, but he's gonna merge it in.
Yeah.
You're just gonna merge it in. You're gonna get to your institution. You're gonna stand against the wall, and you're gonna look for somebody you know.
Yeah, you're gonna
I'm
try.
gonna look around. Oh, hey, that's like, hey, Life. Holly, what's going on here? Yeah. And you're gonna just give me the rundown. Don't mess with them dudes. Take them dudes over there. Take them dudes over there. You know what they be doing. That's what we're gonna do.
That's all crazy,
man. And then with the way I roll, I'm gonna ask, yo, what can I
get the stick?
Yeah, look.
I ain't had to ask. My cell partner gave me one first cell break.
You know what?
First count time.
Man, I gotta tell you about this boy. Man, that man sent me under the gun, man.
Let's go crazy for crazy cell partner story.
Man, listen. Dude, what's his name? Basim, man.
Basim?
Yeah, Basim.
He was on Sussex?
I don't know. He bought him dark skinned dude. Ever said New York?
Oh, no.
No, Basir. That was his name, Basir.
Oh, okay, no.
Man, that man sent me up with a gun, man. I just get the nod away. I'm wilding out because I just came from Lawrenceville.
Mm-hmm.
They
oh, yeah, you got it.
I forgot to say, I was there in Lawrenceville when they opened it up. So you, man.
You was there with Tony Harris and the boy.
Yeah, boy, listen.
That's my big brother. He was down here.
When they opened Lawrenceville up.
Yeah, Steve Harvey was talking about him.
Man, that was a different world, man.
Whenever they open a prison up, them Jones be loose. People don't know. When they open up a prison, it'd be like a free world.
Listen,
until they figure out how to lock it down. I think they let it go like that on purpose.
People could have sent you the whole world in there.
The whole world.
I'm telling you, man, I seen a dude. Look,
this
dude had a stereo. A stereo. Look, this people bought a stereo.
That's crazy.
And sent it to him in the visiting room, and I'm sitting there. And the lady said, "Oh, this looks nice." And open it up, he got it, take a cart, and wheeled it back to his cell. I'm talking about, man, you probably could have got a car in there, man.
I could have got a 75 inch.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you what I had. I had a TV with a CD. And it was loud. Mm-hmm. It was about this big.
Oh yeah.
And the box it came in, and the box was huge, and the people didn't even care. Yeah. Just let it go on in. So this dude, Basil, man, we was on lockdown in Nottaway. I just got there. And he said, the lady didn't feed me my food. He said, "Hey, listen, youngin, you can't get what you want talking all nice right here." That's exactly what he said. "Man, you gotta cuss her ass out, man." I said, "No, I ain't trying to do that because I'm trying to get what I want." He said, "No, you working backwards, man. You gotta cuss her out." I can't remember her name, man. Taller, light-skinned lady. She come back to that cell, and I go in. I call this lady everything in the world, man. I said she stink. I said, man, I'm talking about. I talk so bad. She runs away from the cell crying. So now look at him. He on the bed laughing at me. I said, "Man, what?" He said, "Man, you'll be all right." Man, we came back, man, locked me up.
He must have thought damn.
Man, they came and put you. Come to the door, put your arms behind. I said, "What I do?"
He knew he was setting you up?
Man, he told me he didn't. But they only kept me in the hole for 3 days and put me back in the cell with him. He laughed, he joked me. He said, "Man, I knew you were going to cuss out, but I ain't knew you were going to say that."
You was going
I went in. You told me that's the best way for me to get something done.
I had a cell partner one time. I came back to the cell. He was taking a bird bath in the toilet with his clothes on. Standing up in the toilet, taking his cup and pouring water on himself. Gone. His mind was.
What was his name?
Oh, man. He had been in my cell literally for about a day. He didn't last. He came in the morning and was gone by dinner time.
Well, as long as I had a guy, white guy, I don't think he wanted me in his cell.
Oh yeah.
He would use he would use the bathroom and never flush. He just wouldn't flush. I come in there and go, hey, yo, what is this? One day, I don't even think he even white.
You better than me, boy. You better than me.
This dude used the bathroom, got up, I didn't hear the water run, he didn't flush, and got back in the bed. I want to talk about, I'm scrambling to get up off the bed. I jumped off the bed, come here. And y'all got out that cell that day. They came and moved him. I'm talking about, you have people that would do that so they can run you out of the cell.
Yeah.
You have people that do that because they just want a cell themselves. Because to be honest, coming into the system and have to be in a room with somebody 24/7, that can be traumatized within itself.
Right.
So you have people that really do some weird stuff. Look him in there.
Yeah.
To run people out of their cell. They might even want to sleep in there naked. And you be like, what is he doing? You tell the people, hey man, get me up out this cell.
Oh no.
I done seen it all.
But we about to get into it, man. That was the first live stream, man. Had to get into it. We would be back at least once a week, man. Bring the topics, send the topics. Let us know what you want to get into. That was just a warm up. We about to get into these stories. We about to get into the lessons. We about to get into all that, man. But definitely tune in with us on the next live stream, the Next Life Livestream. We'll see y'all soon, man.
Peace.